Hello, and welcome to the 5th episode of Pedz Game Shack podcast, I must add, because I've also got a blog called Pedz Game Shack. Anyway, today we have a returning guest who goes by the name of Cumberdanes.
Good evening.
How you doing, dude?
I'm doing good. A little tired, but I'm always tired. Work's been really busy lately, so yeah, I'm always just worn down.
Yeah, I know the feeling, man. I'm always tired. Always fucking tired. It's like I want to sleep, but then I struggle to sleep sometimes, and then other times I could sleep for weeks without waking up, and then I'd wake up and I'd be like, oh, I'm still tired.
Yep, so. That's me all over. Full night sleep and I'm still knackered. I'm like, oh, I can't win.
Exactly.
I've had like a lot of trouble with my back lately. At least that's starting to sort itself out. I've been having to work from home because I was just getting no sleep because of back pain. It got to the point where like I actually got clocked falling asleep at my desk at work.
Damn.
Luckily, it wasn't like from a manager or anything. It was just a guy on my team was like, "Dude, are you all right?" And I was like, "Nah, not really, mate, to be honest." Then the next day, I said to my team leader, I was like, "Look, I'm gonna have to work from home. It's either that or I'll go on the sick because like I'm getting no sleep with back pain, and I'm just like dozing off during the day when I can get like 5 minutes sort of thing."
Yeah,
it's not really working. I need some time just to work from home.
that's fair enough. I don't blame you, man.
Thankfully, they were all right with it. But if they weren't, I would have just gone on the sick.
Yeah, that's completely understandable. If you're fucking sick, you're sick. Like, you know,
Yep.
Can't be helped, can it? So as you've been on the podcast before, you kind of know the rhythm we go through. So we'll start with currently playing. Just wondering what you have been currently playing.
What am I currently playing? I'm currently playing a couple of things actually, via PS Plus, whatever it's called.
That's what
Premium.
I
I don't know. I don't even know what tier I've got. The best one. I've been playing Ape Escape.
Oh, nice.
Which I think I'm about halfway through. That's good, but you can tell it's a very early 3D platformer.
Controls a bit wank, are they?
Yeah, the controls are a bit funky. There's these races that you have like this he's like your best friend, but like he gets brainwashed, and you have to race against him in these boss levels.
All right.
And it just cheats like fuck, basically.
Disgusting. See, that's the... I was going to say, I've never played Ape Escape. Yeah. It's always been on my to-do list, but you know, my to-do list is fucking longer than my street.
You get this like a propeller gadget where you've got to like spin the thumbstick to make a propeller turn and so you can fly.
Right.
But like you've got to like do it for a couple of seconds before it warms up. Like the AI character just busted out straight away and flies, and you're like, well, that's not fair. that's not fair at all.
Yeah. That sucks.
From what I understand, you don't have to win the races, but you do if you want to get the proper ending, sort of thing. There's 2 endings apparently.
That's disgusting.
And to get the proper ending, you've got to like win all the races, which I'm assuming like breaks the brainwashing on your friend or something.
Oh, right. Okay. The question I have here then is, they give you levels in which you have to race. You don't have to win the races. Why is there racing levels?
Exactly. Why are they there if you don't actually have to win them?
Yeah, it just seems pointless. Like, it's like I don't know, the Formula 1, and they're like, oh, don't worry, you don't have to win the race. You just carry on as normal. Yeah. We'll give you your trophy anyway.
Just come second, it's fine.
Yeah. Daft. So is this game like still a good game though, even though it's a bit like
it is still worth playing, I'd say.
Alright, I'll have to check it out.
It is showing its age though, definitely.
A game you would consider a remaster for?
Yes, it has already had a remake it got a remake on PSP.
Oh, right.
Which is weird because it's so heavily reliant on 2 thumbsticks. Like the whole game's built around the fact that you need to use both thumbsticks because you use like the left stick to move and then the right stick does all your gadgets.
Ah,
So but the PSP version does look really nice, but it plays a little differently.
okay. I guess you'd have to if you haven't got a bloody stick.
But yeah, I think it would benefit from like a more modern remake. Like, it seems like I don't know how companies decide on what's going to get remastered, because they've just done that Pac-Man World remaster. Like, was anybody really crying out for a Pac-Man World remaster?
I would
It's
say
kind of one of those like obscure
they
sort of.
weren't. But I think people who I think people are happy that it was remade, but I don't think many people were asking for it. If that makes
I
sense.
think it's kind of one of those obscure sort of B tier PS1 platformers that nobody really cared about.
Yeah, well,
It's a bit like,
yeah, I
cool, I
never played
guess,
it.
but
I never played it. It's supposed to be pretty good from what I've
I think
heard.
my, I think my brother actually bought it today, I think.
All right. I hope he enjoys it. Like I said, I've
Well,
not played it, but yeah,
other than
it's funny because like the last, I think it genuinely comes down to what they think will make money with a lot of companies. Like, we'll remaster this game, because a lot of games that get remastered nowadays, in my opinion, don't need to be remastered. Like,
yeah,
you have games that are remastered, like a generation or two old, and they still fine enough to play. Like,
Yeah.
we played through Saints Row 3. I know we're going to be talking about Saints Row later, but we played through Saints Row 3, and that felt more up to date than Saints Row 2, which Saints Row 2 could do with a remaster simply
Yeah.
because of how it plays, because of the controls and stuff. So something from the PlayStation 1 generation would benefit a lot more than, like, last gen or the gen before having a remaster, simply
Yeah, like
for
Last of Us remastered.
yeah, exactly. It just doesn't make
that's a bit much,
sense.
like.
It's like, at the end of the day, remaster something that could genuinely do with a remaster, rather than remastering something that doesn't need it because it's still fine to play now.
Yeah, that's a good point. But I think other than Ape Escape, I've also been playing for quite a bit of time in the Rogue Galaxy. But like I was saying to you earlier on today, I have put, let's say, 20, 30 hours into it, but I haven't really got that far in it, because a lot of that time was just spent like doing little side missions and stuff. So although I've put quite a bit of time in, I've not really got very far. But I am enjoying it so far. But one thing I really don't like about it is it's always moving you on to the next place. It's like, you don't, when you finish the sort of story chapter, it just moves you on to the next area. It doesn't like give you a chance to just take off exploring or anything. It's always moving you on, and that's getting a bit frustrating.
Do you think, obviously you're not that far into it in terms of story progression then, I guess, but do you think it might be possible it's trying to push you on, and then it'll get to a certain point where it'll open up and it'll be like, just do
I've got a feeling, based on the chapter that I'm in, and what I think's going to happen, because some of the story bits are like, you can see them coming, like some of the little plot points, you can see them coming. Like at the start of the game, you play this character called Jaster. Right. Like, you're on this kind of like planet. It's basically like Tatooine from Star Wars, pretty much. Right. It's under occupation from some army who were at war with this other army, and the people from this town aren't allowed to leave. They're not really like slaves, but they kind of are, because they're not allowed to leave, and they're under occupation by this opposing force. But your guy bumps into this famous hunter called the Desert Claw, and you can see that there's people looking for this Desert Claw guy, and this Desert Claw bloke lends you his sword, and then fucks off for a bit, and you can see what's going to come next. It's like the people who are looking for him are going to see you with his sword and mistake you for him, which is what happens.
Yeah.
Like, these like guys looking to recruit you for their recruit the Desert Claw for their pirate crew, recruit you by mistake, and that they still haven't realised that they haven't got the right guy yet. So I'm assuming that's going to come somewhere down the line. But in the chapter I've just done, you go to this jungle planet because your ship breaks down, right? And then you clear the events there. They're like sacrificing little girls to their god to stop this plague. It turns out the god is just a monster, so you kill the monster instead, and then you go back to your ship, and it turns out your like galactic passport has expired.
All right.
So you go to like the kind of the sort of center planet of the system, of this really technology advanced planet. It's kind of like if the first place you go to is like Tatooine, then this place is kind of Coruscant.
Right.
In Star Wars terms, it's like it's where all
Yeah.
the politics happens. So you go there, and your ship gets impounded because your passport's expired, so you've got to go and get a new passport. But as you're walking around, you hear the town guard, like the NPCs talking about how the town guards have been like really shit hot on locking people up in prison recently. So I've got a feeling what's going to happen is my guys are going to get locked up, and then we break out of prison, and that's where the game's going to open up, maybe.
Would make sense.
Because the trophy for beating chapter 3 of the story, or chapter 4 is it? I forget. Is called the Great Escape. So that's kind of why I'm thinking that's what might happen as well. That we'll get locked up. We'll have to break out, and that's where finally we can start exploring a bit more and go back to the old locations. Because on that jungle planet, there was stuff still that I needed to do. Because there's these like hunting side missions where you've got to like kill like 30 of a certain monster or whatever, and you earn these hunter points, and there's like a league table for like the best hunters, and as you go up the league table, you get like different prizes,
Right.
and that's like kind of one of the main sort of side quests in the game. But there's still monsters that I haven't finished the hunting quests for on that second area, the jungle planet. So I was a bit annoyed when it was like just moved me on without giving me a chance to stay back a little bit.
Yeah, no, I understand that because I know you enjoy your grinding and stuff. I as you know, I don't. I get very bored. Too much grind. I'm like, right, I need to move on. I need to move on to something else, and that's why I rarely ever finish a long RPG. It's not that I get bored. It's I don't know. I just find it monotonous and just doing the same thing over and over, and I need to just quickly like take a break from it, and then I tend to not go back. Just not out of like because I don't want to. It's usually simply because something else will catch my eye. Sexy younger model.
We are getting hints as well in the story that one of the main characters in your group might be like kind of double crossing us or something as well, which I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out. Because like, right before a major boss fight, he disappears, and then he comes back after the boss fight. But like, you see a little cutscene, which obviously your characters don't see, where he's on the radio to somebody. About like some sort of setup, and you're like, oh, is he a bit of a wrongin'? Is there going to be some sort of like betrayal and redemption arc down the line where like he rips us off and then like regains his honor by saving us or something?
Or you just kill him.
I doubt it. He's on the cover of the game.
Oh.
I think he's there to stay, to be honest. But yeah, I get the feeling he's going to double cross us and then redeem himself.
Fair enough. That's less fun. Just murder him.
What's interesting with the game is it's got a bit of a pop-in problem, like NPCs and all like on the map like pop in quite a bit, but apparently it was done to like just to stop loading. Like it's got like 0 load times from what I gather.
That's cool.
Like apart from once it loads up at the start, that's it. There's no load time, so but the downside of that is there's quite a bit of pop in.
Yeah, so it's a cool technical thing, but it's obviously a bit, I guess, a bit jarring then if you're like walking around, all of a sudden someone pops up in your face, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where did you come from?
It's got a cool battle system as well, which like because it's like real time and like your partner characters like will just kind of do their own thing, but like every once in a while, if they spot like an opportunity to do a spell or something, or if you need healing, these little suggestions pop up, and you've got to press like L1 or L2 to do what they suggest. Like, oh, this guy will be like, oh, I'll heal you. And you press like L1 and I'm like, cool, I'll heal, and then he'll do a heal spell or something. That's interesting. Pretty cool.
Sounds interesting. I viewed it's Rogue Galaxy, isn't it? Yeah. I viewed it's meant to be pretty good. Like,
it's really late PlayStation 2 game. By the time it came out, I think PS3 was already out.
Ah, makes sense.
I think Sony were banking on it selling really well, and it didn't.
All right, is it a Sony?
I mean, it's Level 5,
game,
and Level 5 are a good developer.
That's Level 5. I was about to say, is there a Sony published? It's a Sony.
It's Sony
game,
published, but it's by Level 5.
Fair enough.
Yeah, Sony were banking on it like selling big numbers, but I just don't think it did. Maybe because it was so late released, mate. I think.
Yeah, probably. I think most people probably thought, the PlayStation 3's out. I'll get it. I'll get a remaster.
But then again, PlayStation 3 had no games.
Yeah, just like the PlayStation 5.
Like Christ, PlayStation 3 had a comically bad launch.
The only game I remember, I think, that came at launch was Resistance, and I don't even know if that was
the only
title.
good one. Maybe Folklore. I think Folklore was quite well regarded.
But I played Resistance after launch because I got my PlayStation 3 after launch. Basically, I had a contract phone, and with the contract phone, it give you a free PlayStation 3. So, well, not free, but part of the contract. So I was like,
I was thinking about doing something like that to get it, an OLED Switch.
Nice.
Because O2 are doing it now, where like you can get like a OLED Switch or a Series X on contract.
That's cool.
So I'd sell my vanilla Switch and get an OLED one.
Yeah, if you play a handheld, then it's definitely worth it. If not, then
yeah, I guess.
Then I wouldn't bother.
Because but PS3 had like a comically bad launch. It was like too expensive. Like I'm pretty sure like people literally laughed when they revealed the price at E3 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
They were just like, nah. So yeah, it was too expensive and it had no good games at launch.
Yeah.
Mainly Resistance.
Do you know what? I reckon if Microsoft went more traditional like they did, instead of going the TV, sports, TV route, I think they would have been a lot better off with the Xbox One against the PS4, PS3. No, it was the Xbox 360, wasn't it? That's what it was already out. What am I talking about? I'm talking shit. Ignore me.
360 did really well, but like eventually PS3 caught up.
Yes, I think it overtook her in sales in the end.
Yeah, it did in the end, but it took a long time to get going though.
Yeah,
because it was when the big name exclusives started coming out.
I got my PlayStation 3, I think, around the time Uncharted come out.
I got my PlayStation 3 when the Slim launched.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think I got it when Uncharted came out, and I remember I got home from wherever the fuck I was, and I bought it physically, and because I don't even know if you could get things digitally at the time. Can't remember. So I bought it, stuck it in the PlayStation, and then all of a sudden I looked at the time. I was like, "Oh God, it's like ridiculously late."
That happened to me because when I got my PS3 Slim, I decided I got it bundled with Uncharted and Little Big Planet.
Yeah.
And I decided to play Little Big Planet first.
And
there was just hours and hours of updates to install.
Right. No, it wasn't the updates that had me. It was me playing the game.
So yeah, I came home from work. I was it was just having this PlayStation 3 under my desk at work all day, just teasing me. I finally got home. I was like, I'll play my new PS3. Yeah, then put Little Big Planet in, and it was just like several hours worth of updates.
Damn.
Then I eventually got to play a couple of levels of it, and I was like, okay, this is cool. But then the next day, I finally got around to playing Uncharted, and I played like the first sort of few chapters of Uncharted, I think, and it crashed.
Ah.
So I took it back to Game Station and was like, oh mate, it keeps crashing at the same place every time. Can I get like a fresh copy of it? And he was like, yeah, no worries, and he gave us a fresh copy. So the next day, I tried playing it again, and again it was just crashing at the same place. I did a bit of googling, and turned out that it was to do with a firmware update that applied like a recent firmware update that made Uncharted not work.
Oh man, that sucks.
There was this list of improvements of what it did, but then it was like also it makes Uncharted not work.
That is, I didn't know about that. That's awful.
I mean, they fixed it shortly after. They released like another firmware update, like 4.13 or whatever. I don't know what it was. But yeah, this firmware update just specifically made Uncharted not work.
That's well, there you go then.
It was so weird.
One of the biggest sellers at the time doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
Then
it's
again,
like
they've had your money now; they don't care.
Yeah, one of your biggest games, and now doesn't work.
Ah, Jesus Christ, that's mad. We've been talking about games now for 20 minutes. Would you like to talk about Gamescom?
Yeah, why not?
So our news is not really news this week. It's just, announcements from Gamescom.
I do have like a little bit of news actually.
Oh, right.
It's only just kind of come out today. The creators of the two RPG series, Wild Arms and also Shadow Hearts, their creative teams have made this double announcement thing on Kickstarter that they're both making like a new game in the series, but like a not official sort of thing.
All right. So it's like
so like the guys who made Wild Arms are making a game called, I think it's called Armed Fantasia.
Right.
And then the guys who made Shadow Hearts are making a game called Penny Blood. But from what I've seen of screenshots of them both, they just look like they're like the series that they're based on, basically, like spiritual sequels, a bit like Bloodstained.
Oh, that's cool.
Or that that Ayuden Chronicle game that I'm playing. Well, I was playing a while back. When the proper game of that, because I was just playing the preview game. The proper game when that comes out is going to be like a spiritual successor to Suikoden.
Oh, I know. Yeah. All the games you've mentioned just now, I've not played them. I've not played Wild Arms. I've not played Shadow Hearts. I've not played Suikoden.
I've played Wild Arms. I've only ever beaten Wild Arms 1. That's a really good RPG, actually. It's you can kind of break it really easily because it's got a ridiculously easy item duplication trick in it. So there's items that like increase your stats, and you can just really easily like get loads of them like instantly.
Well, I noticed Wild Arms and Wild Arms 3 are on PlayStation Plus.
They are, yes.
But not Wild Arms 2, unless they're doing a goat simulator thing and going from 1 to 3.
There is a Wild Arms 2. I don't think Wild Arms 2 is that well regarded. But
Yeah.
Wild Arms 2 was... See, Wild Arms 1 and 3 were always on the English PlayStation Store.
Yeah.
Wild Arms 2 is only on the American one.
I wonder if Wild Arms 2 is on American PS Plus.
It might be. I've never checked. I've got a US account, but I don't have like a US PlayStation Plus account. But yeah, Wild Arms is pretty good. It's got a cool like structure where like there's 3 characters, like 3 separate characters, and like you play a little intro chapter with each character at the start.
Yeah.
And then after you've done all of the 3 intro chapters, they all meet up, and that's kind of where cool. where the main story starts. I think they all play a bit like that.
That's more interesting than a lot of other RPGs in a sense, because most of it's like you'll meet someone, you'll find out a little tiny bit of their backstory, and then you'll just party together. Whereas with this, you get to actually play those parts.
Yeah, so like the first guy it's this kid called Rudy, who like he lives in this little country village or whatever, and he gets told not to explore some ruins, if memory serves, but then like some other little kid gets stuck in the ruins, so he's got to go into the ruins to save this kid, but he accidentally activates some ancient weapon and gets like banished from his village.
Yeah. Hey Jim, should have listened. Should have went and said, "Sorry mate, can't help you, I'll get in trouble. I'll go call for help." And then pick up the phone and phone 999.
The kind of gimmick with the Suikoden series. I've only played the first one. It's like there's lots of characters in it. I think you could like recruit 108 characters in it.
What? Why?
Well, it's clever with it though. Not all of them are actually like party characters, like for use in battle, because you've got a headquarters, like a castle.
Okay.
So some of the people that you recruit are just staff for your castle. There's like different merchants. There's like a gambling guy. Like, so it's not all just like party characters.
Oh, I didn't know.
So you got like merchants, blacksmiths, that kind of thing. or you get like certain characters are like generals because you have these as well as there being regular sort of party versus monster battles throughout the game. You get these large scale battles where it's like your army versus the enemy's army.
Ah, cool.
So certain characters are like general sort of class characters that like they add like units to your overall army. So yeah, it is clever with it. So yes, it sounds a bit intimidating, the fact that there's 108 characters, but it's clever with how it does it.
Yeah, they're not all just picking. Oh, you can fight with 4 characters at a time. Pick from one of these 100 and
Yeah.
That'd be deep.
I'm quite looking forward to that Ayuden Chronicles coming out, but then Shadow Hearts was really unexpected. I really just wasn't expecting a new Shadow Hearts type game.
No, that's fair enough.
That's a series
I don't know anything about it.
I've only played the first and didn't finish it.
Another one of them games you got
stuck, just couldn't.
I was going to say, is it another one of those games you got to the end and didn't finish it?
Yeah, I just couldn't kill the end boss because I didn't grind enough early on.
See, and that's another reason why I end up falling off RPGs, man. Too much grinding.
What's interesting with Shadow Hearts is it's not set in some like crazy made up location. It's set in the real world.
All right. Where to?
And there's this new game, Penny Blood, is set like in Earth in the 1920s.
That's cool. I'm gonna make a game. I'm gonna set it where I live, and it's gonna be a giant shit on the map. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like games with more interesting settings, not just like made up fantasy worlds.
Yeah, it's fair enough. It's cool to see real life locations, especially when it's not just America.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah, because like Shadow Hearts 1 is like you travel all over the world. It's like loads of different places you go to.
See, I need to check out some of these games.
Shadow Hearts is really fucking expensive now. If you emulate it, it's not expensive at all.
No.
But if you want like a legit copy for PS2, it's like a 50-60 quid game.
Oh, it's pricey. Pricey for an old game.
Yeah, it is like.
I should be able to give someone £1 and play it, that's all. Well, Gamescom had a few announcements. Some of them are obviously games that we know about. Like the first game on the list, I didn't watch Gamescom Live. If I did watch Gamescom Live, I would have done a live reactions thing, but I would have done it on the Twitch cast.
Yeah, I didn't even know what was happening, to be honest.
Or me, I didn't realise until the day after. I would have done it on the G Arcade Twitch channel simply because I enjoy doing the live stuff.
Yeah, they're fun.
Yeah. But anyway, the first game, Everywhere, finally here. Honestly, I've never heard of it. So, like, I'm reading an article from Games Radar, and it's like, well, it's finally here. And it's like, well, I've never heard of it. I'm not saying no one's heard of it. I'm saying I've never heard of it. So, like, he looked all right. Is it
one of those, like, open world survival type games or something?
I don't know. It's just showing lots of
creating and exploring. So I'm wondering if it's even like sort of, is it like Rust or Ark or something?
I honestly couldn't tell you what it was because it looked like there was people driving around in cars that looked like cars from Rocket League at first. It's like, okay. And then all of a sudden they were showing like shooting and stuff. So I'm wondering if it's... I don't know. I don't know if it's just like a big open world, do whatever the fuck you want kind of thing.
Yeah, interesting.
No idea, to be honest. The next thing they showed was Dune Awakening. Can't really tell anything from the trailer. You just see a sandwormy thing eating a thing, some things flying in the sky, and a guy looking around, and then it goes, game. Not out yet.
Yeah, I don't know the first thing about Dune.
No, I've seen the first Dune. Basically, I was upstairs one day, and the first Dune film is meant to be like 3 films it's going to be or something, and I was just flicking through the channel, and I thought, I'll leave it on this sword.
I haven't even seen like the old film from years back, one with Sting in it.
I don't think I have, and if Kyle I have, MacLachlan. I can't remember. But yeah, it's it was alright. It was alright. I know a lot of people loved it in the cinema, but I watched it on my TV, so there you go.
It got like good reviews and whatnot, but I don't know, it's not really my sort of thing. I don't really watch films. I haven't got time for them.
Yeah, exactly. You need to play them games, man.
Too much time working and playing video games.
The next thing that was shown, we're going through these briefly, if anyone is wondering, because we are. If we pop up on something that we're really interested in, we may talk about it more in depth. But, you know, the new PlayStation 5 controller.
I think, to be honest, we're a bit ill prepared. This is all sort of like thrown together at the last minute.
Yeah.
So that's why we're kind of just doing a bit of a whistle-stop tour of Gamescom.
Yeah, I didn't think about Gamescom. I was like, oh, I have to look at news. And then I was like, oh, shit, yeah, Gamescom. Why didn't I think about that? I watched these videos early. I only literally finished them just before we started recording.
I'm not interested in a new PS5 controller. I don't have a PS5, and I'm not one of these people that's into back buttons and weird controllers.
That's fair enough. Back buttons are alright. I used them on my Steam controller. They fine, like, it just gives you extra buttons to press if you know what I mean? Like, you could set different things to in certain games that would make it easier.
I've got a Switch pad with them on.
Yeah.
Like a wired, it's not the best pad in the world. It's like a wired Mario pad that I got when I was like just desperate for a controller and couldn't afford a Pro. I'd never used them.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Like, if you think about it in some ways, like a game where you can set items to buttons, maybe you could use those, things like that.
I suppose it drives like console gaming more toward like PC gaming, where you can like set like keyboard shortcuts and stuff.
Yeah.
So I suppose if that's your thing, like, you know, you might want like an extra button like set to as a shortcut for a healing item or something like that. I get it in that respect.
Yeah.
Like one of my big examples I would give is like they finally fixed it with Elden Ring, but it's like the way they map the jumping controls in Dark Souls games. Like, there's no dedicated jump button. You would think with all those buttons on the pad, they could make one of them jump.
You would think so.
And then they finally did with Elden Ring.
Yeah.
Because the controls to jump in Dark Souls 1 are so backwards. It's like you've got to like hold circle to run and then like kind of tap circle again while running.
Yeah, I don't like it.
It's just weird. Like, it sort of 5 or 6 times out of 10 it doesn't work.
Yeah. This is another reason why I prefer Elden Ring to Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it in that respect, because Dark Souls would benefit from just having one more button and making it jump.
Bloody Elden Ring and Dark Souls. Fucking From. Get back to making Ninja Blade games, you bastards.
They used to do stuff that wasn't Souls, and that seems to be all they do now, because they don't even make mech games anymore.
No.
Because they made a whole load of mech games like Armored Core.
Yeah, maybe they'll go through like a 20-year only Souls, and then they'll move on to another thing and only do them for 20 years.
Well, I know they did a remaster of that Metal Wolf Chaos. That's like their mech game where you play as the US president. It's like ridiculous.
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, you play as the US president and like you get invaded by the vice president in his own mech. And you've got to like fight him. That sounds fucking cool. Batshit crazy, like.
Yeah, I want to check it out.
So yeah, that got remastered. That was a Japan only Xbox One, like OG Xbox exclusive.
That's surprising.
Yeah, like the original Xbox got some really weird exclusives in Japan. They got like an exclusive Shin Megami Tensei game.
Surprised Microsoft didn't do better over there if they were getting some weird, not so much weird games, but like Japanese exclusives that tend to be popular on other consoles. But what do I know? The Callisto Protocol. We've talked about this several times before on other podcasts. It's the one that looks very Dead Space, and I think I've read that the reason why it's so Dead Space looking is because it's made by people who made Dead Space. Like a lot of the people on it made Dead Space anyway.
Or something.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that it's going to be similar, like.
Yeah, definitely. But I like the look of it. It's definitely something I wouldn't mind picking up at some point. probably, maybe.
Yeah, it looks. Well, I've seen of it looks good. I've not seen much, but
It
see,
basically
I'm
looks
more
like Dead
interested. I want
Space
to
to
see
me.
what Capcom are doing with Capcom showed off a trailer for a game called. Was it called Pragmata?
I can't remember.
Ages ago, that looked really, really similar to Dead Space as well, and it was really weird because on the day it was announced, there was like rumors flying around on Twitter that like something Dead Space related was going to be announced that day.
Ah, right.
And then that came out, and like I seen it, I was like, "Oh my god, is that Dead Space?" And it was like, actually, no, it just looks like it.
One thing I like about the Callisto Protocol is all the trailers where it shows like gameplay like footage. The character you're playing as dies at the end of the trailer. Everyone dies in a different way.
That's interesting. But yeah, that does look pretty cool. I'll probably give that a play.
Yeah, same here, especially if it goes to Game Pass or plus. The next one is The Lords of the Fallen. Is the original game Lords of the Fallen or The Lords of the Fallen as well?
Yeah, it's just called Lords of the Fallen.
I thought so. When I saw this earlier, I read Reboot completely wrong. Like, it's like one of the earliest games to adopt the Souls-like moniker is getting a reboot. And for some reason, I read that as remake. I was thinking, fuck me, it was only like last gen that came out. Why is it having a reboot? And then I was like, oh, no, it says Reboot. So this is, I think, sent like centuries after or something stupid like that. Millennia after the first game. So, like, it's a reboot, but a sequel, but a reboot. So, you know, I don't know. And I've never played Lords of the Fallen properly. I had a little go of it, done like 5 minutes on it and knocked it off. But that's what I was like with more Souls-like games.
Yeah.
Because
see, I really like the original. I think it was a bit janky when it launched. It was prone to crashing. But I think it was quickly sort of patched, so it was a lot more stable. But yeah, I found it a really fun game.
I didn't really give much time, but like I was saying, Dark Souls and things, like it took me years to get into the first Dark Souls. I got it on launch, not really knowing much about it because I'd not played Demon Souls and didn't know much about that.
Yeah.
So I picked up Dark Souls on a whim while I was over in Morrison's when they used to sell games. So I picked that up, give it a bash, and I was enjoying it. And then all of a sudden I go, I can't remember what happened to me. Fucking rats in the sewer had me a couple of times and made my health tiny. So
see,
I
was one of those like early adopters of Demon Souls. Like I got that on import when all the magazines were like raving on about it, and it didn't look like it was going to come out in the UK. It was like so I got like a US import of it.
Yeah,
and I fucking hated it. I despised that game so much. I didn't have very long before trading it in. But then it was like I probably told the story before of like people on my team at work were like into Dark Souls, and I hated being out of the loop because they'd be sitting talking about Dark Souls, and it was just eating away at me that I couldn't join the conversation. And I'm weird with games that I can't just play the latest in a series. I've got to play the whole series.
Mm.
So I was like, right, I need to go back and finally finish Demon Souls. It took some doing, but yeah, I did finally finish Demon Souls, and I still don't like it. It's still an annoying bastard of a game.
Yeah. Well, like
it's like you can see they had the right idea, but they weren't quite there yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I've only finished Dark Souls 1 and Elden Ring. I prefer Elden Ring out of the two, but I literally tried over years to get into Dark Souls, and when it did click, it was while I was streaming it, and I just really enjoyed my time playing it. But I've tried Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and I just can't. They just don't click with me. Maybe they will in another 10 years' time.
Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to play Sekiro. Like, I think that'll be the game. I think that'll be the game that breaks me.
Probably should try it
because it just seems too hard.
I think Jasm played through it all, so you know. I'm not saying Jasm's shit at games. I'm just saying I think he played through it, so you know. It's doable. I think Ale was doing well, but then he dropped it because he wasn't enjoying it. So.
Yeah, Ale didn't finish Elden Ring either.
Yeah, I think he got really far into it.
Yeah, he rage quit on the end boss.
Oh, it was the end boss, was it?
Yeah.
Damn.
I think he was like just he said his build just wasn't working, and he was like, well, okay, so maybe I'll come back to it in a few years' time and try him like a magic build or something. But I was
My
like,
build
well,
was fine. Mine was
yeah, like
pure strength.
I was a pure melee character, and I beat it. It took a good few tries.
Yeah, it took me a good few tries. I was like level 100 odd. My sword was fully upgraded. I had the mimic tier, but it was after the patch where they fucking nerfed the mimic tier. So
Oh yeah, I was leveled up to fuck. Like I was really strong by the
I
end.
think I was like level 130 or something. So I was
It
still
helped
pretty
that there was
decent.
that
But
bloody trick for like doing the first phase really easily.
yeah,
I
that
think if
helped
that
me.
wasn't there, it would have been a lot harder.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
don't know if that still works now. I don't know if that's been patched out.
I doubt this still works.
Because yeah, that was a godsend. The fact you could just go in and wail on him and he wouldn't react.
Yeah.
That was so good.
What's next? Moving Out 2. I'm gonna assume that you have no interest in it.
I don't know what it is. I've never played Moving Out 1. It's like a puzzle game, isn't it?
It's kind of it is, but like it's kind of like think of Overcooked, but it's like a moving version.
I was
of
about
it.
to say, is it a bit like Overcooked? I don't really like Overcooked. I've tried it a couple of times and I just can't get into it.
Have you played Overcooked with people or on your own?
Only on my own for Game Pass quests.
Fuck that. Don't play it on your own. Play it with people. You don't play it on your own. Moving Out 2 is something I'm actually looking forward to. I played through Moving Out with the missus. We really enjoyed it, so we're going to play 2 probably. Yeah, so, there you go. Hogwarts Legacy.
I'll probably play that because I really like the look of it. I don't care what people say.
Yeah, I'm not that interested. I'll play it if it's on Game Pass or something, but otherwise,
See, I like Harry Potter.
Yeah, I enjoyed the books. I didn't like any of the films at all.
Third film's really good.
I didn't like any of them. I just thought they were shit.
I really like the third
awful.
one, Prisoner of Azkaban. That's like a legit good film. The first two are far too kiddie, but that's the books are the same though. Like the first 2 books are a bit too kiddie, and it's not really till the third book where it starts getting quite dark. That they get good. But yeah, I really like the look. From what I've seen of Hogwarts Legacy, I really like the look of it, and I'll probably play it. I don't give a shit about the bad press it's gonna get. Like people not liking J.K. Rowling, I don't care. I play the games I want to play.
It's fair enough. I can understand why people won't play it.
What's that word? Based. People like to use, isn't it? Based. I'll do what I want. Fuck everybody else.
Fair enough. Next up is New Tales from the Borderlands. It looks alright from the trailer. I guess it's going to be
the first one.
Yeah, I enjoyed Tales from the Borderlands. Really fun game. Tales
I've
from
got
the
it. It was on
Borderlands.
PS Plus.
You should play through it. It's good.
Just never got around to it.
Next up was Dying Light 2 DLC. I didn't bother looking at that. I don't know what it is because I thought, oh, what if it spoils the game?
I've never played any Dying Light game.
Dying Light, the first one, is really good fun in co-op.
I've seen someone stream it, but it looks alright actually.
Yeah, it is good fun, the first one. I don't know about the second one, but the first one's really good fun. I played it with Matt and Jasm. Good fun.
I was going to buy it on Series S, but I think it was quite expensive, and I was like, it's not really worth that much.
No, fair enough. Next up, we've got Tortuga, A Pirate's Tale. It looks like some sort of open sea game. I can't think of the bloody thing it is. The type of game. It's got like open sea battles, but it looks kind of like a
pirate game.
RTS. It kind of looks like an RTS. That's the one.
Ah.
I didn't even look at the Destiny 2 trailer because I thought, meh. I did check out Sonic Frontiers.
Yeah, I have no interest in Sonic Frontiers. Like, well, I don't like Sonic. What I've seen in that game, it looks shit. I don't know if it's changed since I last saw it, but the last I saw of it, it looked shit.
Yeah, the trailer looks alright, but like the gameplay that was shown before looks pretty wank, so I don't know if I'll bother with that. I might play it because my kid really likes Sonic, one of them does,
Like,
so he's probably having. I'll just play his copy.
I just don't like. I don't get the idea of an open world Sonic game. It just sounds weird.
Yeah, well,
Like, what do? Just kind of wander around and find random objectives to do or something?
probably.
Like fucking shrines, like Breath of the Wild.
I don't know. It does look like it's got a lot of normal levels included in there. Like you see bits of like other Green Hill Zone and shit. So I think it's like some things are shown from other.
I think I'm not a great lover of Sonic games at the best of times, particularly the 3D ones.
Yeah, that's understandable.
I don't think Sonic works in 3D. It just doesn't.
I like a couple of them.
Sonic's campaign in Sonic Adventure is all right.
Yeah, I didn't mind.
The rest of that game can fuck off.
Yeah, I also didn't mind Sonic Adventure 2's Sonic and Shadow levels. Lost Worlds is good enough.
Played a little bit of Sonic Unleashed. That's awful.
I didn't mind Sonic Unleashed Sonic's levels. I just didn't like the fucking Wayhog levels. Oh.
Yeah, the Sonic levels are all right. They're not great. They're okay. But yeah, those Werehog levels are awful.
Yeah. Goat Simulator 3.
Oh, I've got a bit ahead of myself here because I've got Under the Waves.
Oh shit! Yeah, Under the Waves.
Quantic Dream, eh?
Yeah, it's a Quantic Dream thing. I know the name, but I can't remember who they are.
David Cage.
Right.
So like Fahrenheit.
I know. Yeah. Yeah, I watched the trailer. I have no idea what kind of game it is.
I'm guessing it's going to be like Heavy Rain.
Yeah.
That's what Quantic Dream do.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Like interactive stories. See, I really like Quantic Dream. What I've played of their games, like I really enjoyed Heavy Rain. I think that might be the only one I've played. Now I think about it. Yeah, it is. I played a bit of Fahrenheit. I used to have Fahrenheit on the original Xbox years ago. Never got very far in it, but I really, really enjoyed Heavy Rain. It gets a lot of stick now, but like at the time, that reviewed really, really well. Like everyone loved it at the time.
I thought Heavy Rain was still considered like a popular, good game. Like I don't know much about it. I only played like the beginning.
It gets a lot of stick for like bad writing and stuff like that, but I really fucking enjoyed it, and like I say, at the time, it was a huge deal.
Yeah. I never played it properly. I only did the beginning bit, and then that was it. But Jason or whatever the hell.
I've finished it 3 times. I've had 3 different endings.
Nah, I haven't done that.
I've had like the perfect ending, where like everyone survives. You unveil the full plot reveal. I've had the almost perfect ending, where like you get everyone alive at the end and then fuck up in the final chapter. And I've had the bad guy gets away with it ending.
Fair enough.
That takes quite a lot of planning. You've got to like do certain things like throughout the game. You've got to really plan to do it.
Fair enough.
It's definitely worth playing. Like it's a really good game.
So
yeah. Under the Waves could be good. I keep meaning to play like the rest of the games because they're all on Game Pass. Because not Game Pass, PS Plus. Because you can get like Beyond Two Souls. That's on PS Plus. And Detroit. I was going to actually stream the PS Plus version of Heavy Rain until it was all blocked cutscenes.
Damn. That's why you need to get a capture card.
True.
Yep.
True.
Next up we got Goat Simulator 3. I still don't understand what happened to Goat Simulator 2.
I couldn't give a fuck about Goat Simulator 3, like.
Goat Simulator.
Goat Simulator. It looks funny, but I just.
Yeah, that's the thing. When I've watched videos of people playing it as a group, and it looks hilarious. And then I played it myself, and I'm like, this is boring as shit. What looks like this has? It looks like it has co-op, like online multiplayer or something. I don't know if the first game did. I haven't got a clue, so that might make it a bit more entertaining. But
maybe.
Next up, you got Return to Monkey Island. I like Monkey Island.
I've only ever finished one Monkey Island game. I should get the rest of them done. I own them all.
Play them,
man. I've got the remasters of the first 2 games on PS3.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first one.
The only one I've ever finished is the one that people don't like, the fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it called? Is it Escape from Monkey Island or? I can't remember the name of the fourth one. I had the PS2 version. The puzzles in it they're too elaborate.
Yeah.
There's one where you've got there's a puzzle where you've got to win a diving competition, and the solution is just bizarre.
Yeah. Here you go. If you pre-order this game, you will get special horse armor for free.
Hey, horse armor.
It actually says though, it doesn't actually have any effect on the game. It's just an item in your inventory.
I love me some horse armor.
I know. Part of the problem. Moonbreaker was then announced. Or Moore's.
What's that?
I don't know. It looks like.
Something Warhammer?
It does look like Warhammer.
Something of a surprise. Sci-fi game featuring digital miniatures set in a universe created by best-selling author Brandon Sanderson.
No idea.
It has you painting your own characters before sending them out into turn-based battles. Yeah, sounds like a Warhammer type game.
It does, yeah, and it looks like the similar kind of thing. The things you put down. It's made by the people who made Subnautica.
Okay, I'm kind of widely interested by that actually.
Next, have you got Friends versus Friends? I'm guessing it's a shooty game where you shoot each other. I did watch it, and it's just like a...
It says it's a stylish deck-building FPS.
Yeah, I remember the cards now in the guy's hand.
Why do everything got to have cards?
Don't know.
It's always cards.
We've got Lies of P.
That's the Pinocchio game, isn't it?
That's the Pinocchio game, yeah. It looks pretty cool.
I've heard of it. I don't think I've actually seen anything of it.
Yeah, you should check out the trailer once we're done. It looks pretty cool. Stranded Alien Dawn. Looks like you get... I'm sure it's been shown before, but you land on a planet, you crash land on a planet, and then you kind of turn it into your homeland. So...
Okay. So that's sort of like an RTS type thing, is it?
I'm not sure if it's... I think it's more of a... more like like Ark or something like that.
Okay.
A survival game, like. It's in early access, is not
I don't get those kind of games, to be honest. They don't really appeal to me.
No.
I wanted to start playing... I tried to play Conan Exiles properly.
Yeah.
And I just kept dying.
Sounds fun.
You spawn at the start, and it gives you like a couple of little objectives, like make a bed and like make an axe and stuff. And then you wander off a bit further, and you start encountering enemies, and they just fuck you up. And I was like, this just isn't fun. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Yeah, I haven't played. I did play.
Don't get it. No. Don't get it. Not my thing.
No, I don't even like the fact that Fallout 76 has fucking eating and drinking. I don't want it in my games.
I tried playing that. I actually quite like the look of that Stranded Deep, which is a survival game where you're in a plane crash and like you're on a dinghy.
You're on a dinghy, yeah.
But I started playing it, and my character's head disappeared.
Fell off.
And I was like, well, if you can't be bothered to render my head, I can't be bothered to play you.
Next,
and I stopped playing almost instantly.
That's fair enough, man. Atlas Fallen came next, and it was like, I don't know, like they had magical sand powers, and the Earth is fucked or something.
Well, it's by Deck 13. That's the guys who make Lords of the Fallen.
Ah, right, fair enough.
Same publisher as well, Focus Entertainment.
Yeah,
they make Lords of the Fallen and The Surge. Focus are a good publisher, like they publish quite a lot of good stuff. I think they also publish Plague Tale.
All right.
I need to bloody finish Plague Tale.
That's a
bloody good game as well.
I've only played it a little bit. I'm sure it's Plague Tale where you have to like shoot apples off a tree at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done that
a bit. Game Pass quest.
Yep. That's all I played.
Well, I started playing it for the Game Pass quest, and it kind of hooked me. And I did that. I think I played as far as the first boss fight, beat the first boss, and then never went back to it.
Disgusting, man.
It's a really good game. I like the way you got to like use the rats and light and dark to your advantage and stuff is really good.
Yeah, sounds interesting, but there's just so much stuff to get to. Like, then we've got Genshin or Genshin Impact.
Interest.
No, same here.
Also, Homeworld 3.
Oh yeah, Homeworld 3. I was looking at that, I read about it, and I scrolled past it. Homeworld 3. Yeah, it is.
It's like a space strategy game series, isn't it?
Yeah. No interest.
Yeah, not my bag.
Honkai Star Rail. I looked at the video. It's Honkai Star Rail.
Okay. So it's from the Genshin Impact developer.
Yeah, I have no idea what kind of game it is. I just know something about a train and some
this
guy.
This one's all about the story, with a very hot anime boy resting dreamily on the titular space train before being disturbed by some nightmarish visions of weapons, villains, and general unpleasantness.
Well,
it's really vague, isn't it?
Yeah. Then you got High on Life, which is that game with the Rick and Morty people involved.
Yes.
With the talking guns. That I actually, it's a boss fight. It shows you on there, and yeah, it looks quite fun. There's even banter between the guns and the bosses. I didn't see this one. Hard Space Shipbreaker.
Never heard of that either.
No, same here. And it's coming out next month, so shit. Oh well. Oh, it's on Game Pass, so I'll check it out. It's on Game Pass now. Like on PC.
Another Telltale game.
Yeah, I didn't even look at the Expanse Telltale game. Not because I don't like Telltale games, it's more because I don't like the Expanse.
What's the Expanse?
It's a sci-fi show. Books.
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
It's very, very popular.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Shows how out of the loop I am with TV.
Yeah.
I just don't watch TV. So.
No, that's fair. Killer Clowns from Outer Space, the game.
It's like an old horror movie, isn't it?
Yeah, from the 80s.
I think it's quite well regarded. It's like a bit of a cult classic sort of thing.
Yeah, I think this is like a multiplayer game.
Like DVD.
Yeah, but it's made by the people who did Friday the 13th, so.
That's meant to be quite good, but it's like I think it's a bit janky from what I've heard.
I think there was issues with it as well in the end, wasn't it? Because of rights and stuff.
Ah, really?
Yeah. Scars Above. I did watch that trailer, and I've already forgotten what it was.
Not heard of that. I think another sci-fi game coming soon.
Yeah.
Scars Above has shown off a good deal of its story and gameplay during Opening Night Live. The story kicks into gear when a mysterious alien structure appears above Earth, giving us the reason we need to experience it. Yeah. So it's like a horror game.
Yeah, I don't know. Looking from it just looks like you go to this thing in the trailer. Looks like you go up to this weird upside down pyramid looking thing, and I say upside down pyramid.
I mean, it says over the shoulder gunplay, exploration, and puzzle solving, so it just sounds like a sort of typical horror game.
Third-person action game. It looked like to me, but
yeah,
who knows?
Maybe like Dead Space, to be honest.
Wide Song. I don't know how you pronounce that. Wide Song.
Weird Song, I'd imagine.
Weird Song, however you pronounce it. The trailer was fucking awful. It was basically just pointless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, it's a Bethesda game as well.
Yeah. It's
all Bethesda published anyway.
Yeah. It's by Something Wicked Games, but it's just there's literally not much there. There's no gameplay. There's no real CGI trailer. It's just like if you look at if you see
the game.
Yeah, it's sort of a proper teaser then, I guess.
Yeah.
You know, when teasers weren't 20-minute long trailers. Age of Empires 4, I didn't bother looking up because it's Age of Empires. We know that is an RTS.
Yeah, not my bag.
Gotham Knights, I looked at the trailer. Looks like...
that should be good, because I like the Arkham games. And like if it's basically a co-op Arkham game, it should be quite fun.
Yeah.
And I never finished Arkham Knight, actually.
You should finish it. It's good.
It goes too far on the Riddler stuff for me.
I'm not 100% in games, man.
See, I did all the Riddler stuff in like the first 3 games, like Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, and Arkham City.
I didn't.
But like, I think there's like nearly 250 Riddler trophies in like Arkham Knight or something.
Yeah.
It's like just really just respect my time a little bit more, please.
Yeah, oh, shit, we've been going for an hour. It's supposed to only last an hour, this. I guess we'll leave the game chat for this week and do another one with talking about games.
Yeah, whatever works.
Yeah. Where Winds Meet. It is a game.
it's a game.
Yeah, it says in the thing there that it's like an open world RPG, and it looks like the trailer looks quite good in the sense of the trailer, but I don't remember showing gameplay. It might have done, I just can't remember it.
If you ever thought mainland Assassin's Creed should be set in China, this might be the game for you. Okay, so it's like an Assassin's Creed type game then.
Yeah, it says that, but it looks more fantastic. Like the I was thinking now in watching it, because it does actually show someone walking, but then when it shows the person fighting, it reminds me more of something else. I don't know what, especially when the guy's jumping around and doing multiple flips in the air and firing a bow around and that. It's just like, nah, it's a bit, no.
Okay.
We had Hideo Kojima doing the podcast. I didn't even look at that because I don't care.
I do like Kojima, like.
I don't
think he's quite as good a storyteller as he likes to think he is.
I've never.
But I do like him.
I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever finished a game that Kojima's made. So.
Oh, you don't like Metal Gear, do you?
Nope.
See, I really love Metal Gear. The first one is amazing. Metal Gear, well, I say the first one. I mean Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
I didn't like Metal Gear on the MSX. It's a bit too basic. I have tried it several times. I just don't get on with it. And Metal Gear Solid 4 is probably one of my favorite PS3 games. It's a fantastic game, and I hated it at first, which is weird. I really didn't like that game at first. I bounced off it so hard.
That's fair enough.
But I came back to it after a little break, and it's like, yeah, it's actually a really good game.
That's fair enough.
I've not played what's it called? Death Stranding. Death Stranding just looks boring.
Yeah, does.
That's what I say. I don't think he's quite as good a storyteller as he seems to think he is. I do like him, but I think he's a bit. I think he believes his own hype a little bit too much. I think.
Yeah, I can see what you're saying. Next up, we've got Park Beyond. I remember seeing something about this before, I think, but it's just a park building game.
Okay. Like a theme park type thing.
Yeah, theme park.
I used to like I had Roller Coaster Tycoon years ago, but like it didn't work properly on my computer. Like you can it would just crash whenever you finished a scenario.
Oh, that's good. Just what
so
you need.
I never really got very far in it. I could just play the first level over and over again and it would crash.
Damn. Warhammer 40k Dark Tide.
Co-op game.
From what I've heard, Vermintide and Vermintide 2 especially are very, very good. This is basically the same thing, but it's 40k instead of fantasy. I'm interested in playing it. I'm also interested in playing Vermintide and Vermintide 2. It's just getting people to play with. So yeah, that's something I'll play because I think it's coming to Game Pass. Blacktail was shown. It's a first-person fantasy archery game. It looks interesting. But
he plays the Baba Yaga. That's interesting.
Yeah,
because Baba Yaga's like a witch.
Yeah,
normally like the villain in lots of stories.
Yeah, well, it says you can either be a good witch or an evil witch in the trailer, so it'd be cool to see how that pans out.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That Phantom Hellcat is next. That looked alright.
Never heard of it.
It looks kind of like a looking at it is very, very I guess closer to the fighting is closer to something like Devil May Cry or something.
I was gonna say, it sounds a bit DMC.
Yeah.
2D jumping, brutal 3D combat, all with a distinct Phantom of the Opera art style.
Yeah.
Okay.
Crossfire X, Babylon. I didn't even look at it.
Don't know what that is. Never heard of it.
Crossfire X is like a shooty shoot game. Bang, bang, bang.
I mean, it does sound like a shooter.
Next up, we had what's it called? Dorfomantic.
Dorfromantic, okay.
Dorfromantic.
Town builder.
Yeah, it actually looks quite nice. It looks like something like this. Looks like the kind of game you would play in between a more intense game.
That's like a board game, like Carcassonne. Okay.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Because I always quite look at Carcassonne because you get that for Xbox 360, a version of it.
Yeah, you could. I can't remember what it's called, but I remember it.
I think it's just called Carcassonne.
Nah, I don't know.
It was like on Xbox Live Arcade, if memory serves.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember back in the day, HSH on G Arcade.
Did he say it was shit without trying it?
No, he loved it. He was like saying how amazing it was, and everyone should get it.
Interesting. Because normally he says things are shit without trying them first.
Well, that's because he knew that looking at the back of the box was enough to say if a game was good or not. Outlast Trials. I played a bit of the first one and it seemed alright, like, but I don't know.
Not my bag. I don't like these games where you're helpless. I just don't get it. The most I played of an Outlast game is Outlast 2, where I played it for a Game Pass quest where you had to die 5 times.
I don't even think I did that quest in the end. I forgot to do it.
I got out of the intro cutscene and then just jumped off a cliff 5 times. And then never played it again.
Yeah. This one seems to have multiplayer.
It's weird.
Yeah. I don't know. I have no idea. Next up, we had the finals, which I can't really remember the trailer. It's a really tiny trailer. And it's just like flicking through fucking images and then shows a weird egg with a thumb up. But it's made by former people who worked on Battlefield, so it might be good. You can sign up and play the game now. Sounds a bit odd, to be honest. Yeah.
It's like a shooter, or what is it?
It's
a shooter wrapped up in a game show format from the makers of Battlefield. A full reveal is coming next month, but you can sign up to play or test the game now. So it's like a multiplayer shooter based around a game show. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it might be good. It's basically Fall Guys with guns. Well, it doesn't sound anything like Fall Guys with guns, but Fall Guys is meant to be a game show as well. Right. Next up, we have Dead Island 2.
Who do you voodoo, bitch?
Look, it's it is right. See, I was watching the trailer. I was thinking, is that Lenny Kravitz? And I was thinking, that can't be Lenny Kravitz in this game. And according to this, it is Lenny Kravitz.
Okay, I haven't heard of Lenny Kravitz for a while. Like,
yeah, he seems to be in the game somehow.
All right.
There you go. But I didn't get on with Dead Island. I loved Dying Light, which was made by the same people who did Dead Island. But even though they're very similar games, I just really got on with Dying Light, and I didn't get on with Dead Island.
But it was a bit of a pain to play on your own. It was very much, I think, balanced to be a co-op game.
I played it with my brother-in-law, and we never finished it, which is one of the few games we played in co-op we never finished.
I've finished it. I think I've even done the little DLC campaign as well, where you play as the villain. That was the DLC campaign was weird because it plays more like a proper shooter because you can't level up.
Ah, right.
And it's quite short.
Yeah, maybe one day I'll go back and play it. Maybe, probably not.
I mean, I've got like a complete collection on PS3. It could be something PS4 even. It could be something we could play in co-op at some point. Yeah, I bought the collection for like in a sale on PS4 for like a tenner or something.
I don't mind going through it, but the issue we've got is Fallout 76 may take us the next 10 years to finish.
And I don't think we've got that much of the campaign in that left, to be honest. I think apart from the DLC.
Yeah.
Looking at the trophy list, I think we've done most of the main campaign missions. I think that what we're doing now, that Officer on Deck, I think that's like we're approaching the end game of the original game.
Yeah, I would like to do the DLC stuff, like the updated stuff with the Wayward and shit like that.
Yeah, of course. I'll do that as well. Like.
But yeah, obviously we were planning on going back to Halo after that, I think. So
Yeah. Are we up to ODST?
yeah, ODST.
It was 3 we did last, wasn't it?
Yeah. And Gears 4. So when we do Gears next, it'll be Gears 5, which I've never played. So it'll be a new experience for me. I just hope we get funny moments, like when you run under the teeth of that monster thing and get crushed again.
That was funny.
It was funny. Yeah, that's everything on the list, which means that we are going to be done for today. Yeah, obviously I don't want this podcast to be like really, really long, and it's longer than normal already.
That's fair.
But we will be back in 2 weeks' time. I'm not sure who's going to be taking part. Cumberdanes, I know, is going to return at some point to talk about Nobody Saves the World.
If I ever get any more of a play, I tried playing a bit more of that today. Actually, I got stuck on a side quest.
What's that?
I tried leveling up a little bit because I'm finding loads of little dungeons that that are a bit above my level.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a bit tough, so I've been trying to get my level up by doing some quests. And I come to this dungeon where like there's a side quest near the start of it where you've got to like meet some knight, and then you've got to kill a load of enemies, but while protecting a crystal in the middle of the room.
Oh, that was a pain in the ass.
And I just can't manage it. Like I get the first wave down, but then these dudes start just charging across the room and they smash the crystal every time.
Yeah, what I was doing with the people who charge, they spin at you, don't they?
Yeah,
so then once I would just stand like in the corner, so they would spin up there and not go anywhere near that goddamn crystal. But
yeah, the last dungeon I did like a UFO.
Yeah, I did that. I've actually done the 2 main crystals you have to collect after the first.
I've used the giant robot as well.
Yeah, I've done the giant robot. Yeah.
Yeah, so, I was about to do that, but I think that the level's a bit too high. I've got enough stars to unlock it. Yeah. But the level of the dungeon was a bit high, so I thought I'd better leave it for now.
Yeah, I found when I was playing it, like I think I was about the right level for it, but it was still quite tough. But
with that witch's catacombs, whatever it's called, that I was the right level for it, but I still found it pretty challenging.
Yeah, same here.
It's because there's so many enemies had like wards on them, and we had like hit them with dark damage to start killing them or something, and they kept poisoning me.
Yeah, I got I got one of the enemy forms I've got. When you kill something, you can have them become your ally. So I was using that a lot.
Which form's that?
Zombie.
I've never used a zombie, and what I need to do is because I wasn't really enjoying it at first. I was like doing all the quests for the different characters, like spamming the abilities and unlocking shit, and I got a bit sick of it. I need to go back and start doing that again.
Yeah,
get some of the character quests done. Because it keeps going all like I'm doing the stuff for the magician at the minute, and it's like hit a bunch of enemies with your summons, hit more enemies with your summons. Hit even more enemies with your summons, and now it's up to the 4th stage of it where I've got to kill like 400 enemies with like tigers and rabbits.
Yeah, it does take a while. It does. If you go into dungeons and stuff, I find it's like demi dungeons, not legendary dungeons. I find it's not too bad. You get through quickly. Also, if you find like a big, massive enemy somewhere, what I was doing was killing them and then dying quickly. And then I would go back to that same place and just keep spamming that area sometimes. Like I wouldn't do it a lot, but I did do that a few times, which helped.
Yeah,
like I wouldn't care about dying.
Some more of the forms because I want to get. I need to unlock more because I know there's a quest I can't do relatively near the start that needs like a necromancer.
Ah, right. I think I know.
It's with the slug.
Yeah.
you've got to like give the slug a necromancer ability or something and like raise the slug from the dead.
Yeah, I need to. I've unlocked quite a lot of the forms. I'm assuming you have too. I think the
I
ones
need a
I
better
need to unlock
horse as well.
Yeah, same here. Fucking stupid witch.
Yep.
But I've unlocked most of the forms that I can see, but I need A ranks on some of them now. And it's like, I can't.
So I don't know how you get a better horse. I don't know how that would work. Is there a different horse you can unlock?
I'm assuming that maybe...
Or can you give it like a passive ability that'll like make it faster or something?
I think it's either that, or maybe you get some kind of thing that upgrades things.
Maybe.
I don't actually know, but I'm thinking maybe
most
you can
forms
just
in
upgrade your
ours
horse.
just keeps telling me like, "Oh, keep playing the game to unlock more quests."
Yeah, I think when you unlock more forms, you can get more quest
because you
things
can
because
like
of
get,
abilities
you
and
can
stuff.
have like cross abilities, can't you?
Yeah. Well, like I said, we should definitely get to talk about this probably once we both played it more. Because
Yeah, that'll be good.
I think I got a low. Like, even though I've done the two legendary dungeons or whatever they call together, the crystal things, this still looks like there's about fucking 60% of the game left.
Yeah,
Plus.
the map looks massive. Like,
I think we'll be there
really
for a
fucking big
long
map.
time. Yeah, 14 hours or something it said, didn't it? Something. 14
Yeah,
hours.
I think I've put about 10 hours into it already.
Yeah, I put in a good like 8 to 10 hours as well.
So I don't see me beating it in 14 hours. Like,
no,
not even close.
Definitely not. Unless, of course, it's very linear from there on out, but I doubt it.
Nah, there's still like huge chunks of the map that like all just grayed out for me.
Yeah, same here.
And I keep getting like side quests and stuff to go to different places that I've not been yet.
Yeah, I've got a few. I need to get back to. I haven't played it today. I played it yesterday, I think. Didn't play it today. I played a different game.
I played it about half an hour this afternoon on my lunch.
Oh, nice. I played a game called Bright something. Keep forgetting the name of it. Bright something. That's all I remember. Bright Memory Infinite. That's the one.
Never heard of it.
It's recently. I think Bright Memory Infinite's on. Bright Memory is on the PC. Bright Memory Infinite, I think, is recently on consoles.
Okay.
And like on the PlayStation, on the Xbox Series X, is called like ray tracing and shit.
What sort of game is it like?
It's a over the shoulder third person action game where you shoot shit, but as well as shooting shit, you also chop shit up, and you have like kind of weird abilities like telekinesis and stuff. It's
okay, what's it called?
Bright Memory Infinite. I think it's about 16 quid.
Sounds interesting, that actually.
9
out of 10 on Steam.
Yeah, I've been enjoying it. So.
Oh, hang on, I think I know what this is. Is it? I think it's something else.
Set in China, not real locations, but some of the locations are based on real locations. So anyway, I think it's time we end now, as we've been going for 1 hour and 20 minutes practically. I doubt there'll be much editing that will need to be done. Maybe edit out the dog snoring and things like that, because that was definitely coming up when the dog was snoring. But other than that, it's all good. Thank you again for taking part, dude. It's been a pleasure having you.
It was a pleasure, dude.
And hopefully you will be back soon. I don't know who's taking part next time. We shall see. But again, thank you, and bye-bye, everyone.
In a bit, dude.
Bye-bye.